because we're moving into a world where you're not going to have to know how to build everything. You're going to have a tool that knows how to build everything. But what you're going to use your mind for is coming up with the ideas, coming up with the plan, seeing the bigger picture, being able to like desire to reach a goal and have the energy to like work with these machines so that they can create the things that you want created. But knowing how to actually do it is something that we're not always going to have to know anymore, because we'll have other things that know how to do it.
I agree with that, but I think kind of what maybe, and correct me, what she's getting to. Remember when your wife was in here and she had that
Hmm.
question about her students
Hmm.
utilizing it, and then
Hmm.
she went back to the students, okay, well, oh, so what was your paper about? And then the students can't tell her
Hmm.
because the AI
I
wrote.
know, but we currently,
So,
the problem is we're in this transition period
mhm.
where we currently live in a world where you supposed to know how to do stuff. Like we live in a world right now where you have to know how to do stuff to survive.
Mm-hmm.
But our youth is growing up into a world where that's not necessarily going to be true. You see what I'm saying?
Well, no, I understand that. I understand that part. But the thing is that I think what we're getting at is that I love AI and I use it every day. But the thing is that I know what it's doing. I know the documentation, whatever it is that I'm
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
putting out. If someone asks me about it, I can have a discussion on it. And then
Right.
that's where the students need to, can they have a
But
discussion
what
about
about
what they're submitting?
but
And
what
then if
about
you say no, I think that's a problem.
but
Mm-hmm.
5 years from now, you're going to use your AI tool to build you a business or an application that you don't know the first thing about, and it's going to go off and it's going to do that for you, and you're not going to know. You're not you. It's going to require the working together of like skilled professionals in order to pull off. And so you're not going to understand it pretty much at all, but you will have desired it and you will own it. And so
Okay.
in that kind of
Well, I
world,
guess
no,
we're going to grow desired dum dums. Okay, fine. That's good.
that's one of the fears that we've got. Biggie Pauls,
Yeah,
what are your
but
thoughts on this?
I all right. So
That's one of the fears. It's like, what do you do in a world that's soft?
right. Um, I'm always at odds with this what I call legacy thinking. My parents raised me to um go to college, get a good job, retire at 65
Mm.
with a gold watch, and collect a pension. Right? That world
Mhm.
doesn't exist. Right?
Right.
They raised me
Yeah.
for a world that does not
Does not
exist.
exist.
mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Right.
And in turn, I took a different approach with my kids, which was give them more screen time. Don't
Yeah.
regulate the time they spend with technology. Let them learn how to use it on their own and become extremely proficient at it. And I have a 10-year-old that has his own Discord server that gets together with his friends on voice chat. They socialize, uh, the same way I do virtually. And then I have a 15-year-old who runs his own Minecraft server with for him and his friends to play on, and they install mods and they do all these different things. Things I couldn't even think of doing when I was 15 years old.
Hmm.
So like to me, I'm always all for preparing the kids for the future because I was not prepared for the future. I was prepared for the past. So for me, you're not going to need a marketing director. You're going to
Right.
need
Right.
an AI
Right.
proficient manager that's going to be able to create a virtual marketing director. You're going to
Right.
need to have an AI, someone that's
Mhm.
proficient in building AI agents, that is proficient in doing operations. You're
Right.
going to
Mhm.
need, the only thing really you're going to do is, like you said, you're going to come up with the idea. So while I honestly, first off, I'm not a big fan of college degrees. Like I've dropped out of college twice. I'm doing just fine. Right. So for me, I think that
Wait a minute, I
idea,
just got it. He said he dropped out twice. He didn't.
yeah,
He
He's
didn't
like,
just
okay, let
drop
me give
out
this one
once.
more try.
yeah.
Eh, it ain't gonna work.
He said
And
drop out twice for character.
so
Right.
like to me is like, because I tried to go back because I'm like, okay, I'm not getting to where I want to be.